What's up, YouTube? It's me, Chris, again with Peregrine Outdoors. I'm going to be doing a relatively short video today as kind of a reaction to my first time at SHOT Show. So I just got back yesterday from SHOT Show. Today actually is the official last day of SHOT Show. So I was actually only on the floor for 2 days, so I'm going to be talking about a variety of things, some of the highs, maybe one low of the experience, and then also just my general thoughts about, having been there for the first time and so on and so forth. First, I'm going to also say, though, that there's not going to be any kind of content that comes out of me going to SHOT Show. I wasn't able to take any kind of videos or anything like that, and for good reason. I was at SHOT Show on behalf of my employer, my day job, and so I had very specific things that I was tasked with doing, meeting with sales reps and things like that, and also, trying to track down new product that would be appropriate for the store where I work. So I wasn't able to do much in the way of YouTube content for Peregrine Outdoors because I was being paid by another entity to do something else, and so it would be really unfair for me to essentially take the money that they were paying me and use it to film my YouTube channel that may someday, get me a couple bucks. So, anyways, so that didn't happen. But other than that, it was still a really positive experience. If I had to sum it up in a word, though, I'd probably say it's overwhelming. There's so many different exhibits to see. If I remember correctly, they said there was 2,500 exhibitors there this year, which is, it grows every single year, so that is the highest there ever has been. And in 2 days spent from 8:30 in the morning when the doors opened till 5:30 in the evening when they were kicking everybody out, I barely scratched the surface of what is actually on display there. And like I said, part of that was because the first day I was there, I was scrambling around to sales meetings like I had one pretty much every hour, and each of them was about a half an hour long. And one booth's on one end, on one level, and the next booth that I need to be at is way down on another level, or they're across the exposition center from each other, so there was a lot of running around and so on and so forth. So the pedometer on my iPhone says that I clocked something like almost 10 miles the first day, and then something like 8 miles the second day. So a lot of walking, and I had a pack on the whole time. So I had that LA Police Gear 72-hour tactical backpack that I did an overview on a few videos ago, and I had a hydration bladder in there, and then I had a sweatshirt and usually a bunch of catalogs and free stuff. So because I did get some free stuff, which was nice. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a couple highlights of the experience. So one of them, I think, was a new thing that they did for SHOT Show. I'm not sure, of the audience of who has gone and who hasn't, but what they did something different this year on the second day of SHOT Show, which was Wednesday the 23rd of January. They did something what they called the pop-up preview, where they cleared out a space on the 5th floor of the exhibition hall, and they opened it up to 200 vendors or exhibitors who were on the wait list for booths at SHOT Show this year. And so they were mostly much smaller, even like single person operations, small businesses and stuff like that. As a person who works at a small business, that I am very pro small business, and so it was really a joy to go see the fruits of some people's labor, kind of flowering, or coming to yield at that time, and getting a chance to be on, one of the biggest stages for the shooting sports, the outdoors, hunting and fishing, and that kind of stuff. So that was really cool. Just kind of as I found a couple products that we might even decide to carry in the store that I work for. So it was really kind of cool to see those small businesses getting kind of a big spotlight. Two other things that were really cool were getting to meet a couple people who I I wouldn't call personal idols, but people who I admire or who are minor celebrities. So one was Chris Tanto Peranto. So anyone who's seen the movie 13 Hours or read the book 13 Hours, the book which is based, the movie which is based on the book, which is based on real events that happened on September 11th, 2012 in Benghazi, Libya, which essentially where there was a terrorist attack on the residence of the U.S. ambassador to Libya, and then eventually on the CIA compound where there was a number of I say special forces, but I don't mean specifically special forces, part of the army branch of the military, but all of these special ops kind of spec ops kind of guys who were tasked with protecting the CIA compound and the kind of hellacious fight they went through over this 13-hour period. And one of the individuals who was a contractor at that time and who survived was Chris Tanto Peranto. And so I actually got to meet him because he was at one of the booths there. And knowing that he was going to be there ahead of time, because SHOT Show actually puts out an app that you can get when you register, and I registered about a month before the show, so I had that, and I knew he was going to be there. I brought my copy of 13 Hours with me, and I was able to get him to sign it. So that's Chris Peranto right there, his signature, and then he wrote "Never Quit" down the bottom. So that was pretty cool. He's also a very nice guy, really, really down to earth dude. And just cracking jokes and just being really, really down to earth and very, very attentive while, this throng of people, waited to see him. So that was one really cool moment. Another cool moment, maybe a little cooler, not to, put him down or anything, him being Chris Peranto, was I got to meet Dave Canterbury. So Dave Canterbury, I would imagine that most people who are watching this channel would know who Dave Canterbury is, because this is an outdoor hunting and fishing gear review kind of channel, and probably one of the the OG outdoor YouTubers is Dave Canterbury, and he also was on the Discovery Channel in the show Dual Survival, which I'm pretty sure is now canceled, but he was on there for a handful of seasons. And he continues to be one of the bigger YouTube channels out there in the outdoor community, and he also is a spokesperson for Mora Knives. So at the Mora Knives booth at SHOT Show, he did a little product demo, and ran through some of their knives and stuff like that, and a little just very, very basic survival stuff demo, and then I got to talk to him a little bit, and again, knowing that he was going to be there, I brought my copy of Bushcraft 101, which was his first bushcraft book. There's now a whole series of bushcraft books that he's released, and I talked to him a little bit about it while we were there, and he actually has another one due to hit the shelves later this year. So I think he said something like April, June, somewhere in there. But anyways, so that was an awesome moment. I also got to get a picture with him and stuff like that, and he's someone who I really, really look up to, not only as someone who aspires to have kind of a bigger presence on social media and YouTube and stuff like that, but also someone who really knows a significant amount of information about being in the outdoors and how to make your way and thrive in the outdoors if you have to. So the other cool thing about that experience is that he gave me a knife, and I wish I could say it was like one of those moments where we were just like, oh, kindred spirits, and he was like, oh, take this knife kind of thing, but it wasn't. It was, I wasn't the only person who got a knife. Essentially, he made it known that they were going to give away some Mora products during his talk, and during when he did say, okay, well, we're going to give away a knife, and he brought out one of these, which is an Ildris. It's not a brand new product from Mora Knife, but it is a newer product from Mora Knife. And he had just finished talking about this knife and a couple other knives, and so in this kind of demo he was doing about picking the knife for the right situation for you. And so he said, he said, someone volunteer to come up to the front and sell me this knife. And so I didn't know that there was going to be other knives or anything. I thought this was my one chance, and plus, what other chance are you going to get to sell Dave Canterbury a knife, right? So I was like, me, and I went up there and I sold him back the knife that he was kind of selling to the crowd before, and he said I did a great job, and he gave me the knife. And so I'm not going to unbox this now because obviously I'm going to do an unboxing video with it. So so just stay tuned for that, and that's going to be kind of extra cool because it's a knife that I was given by one of the preeminent survival mines and outdoor mines in the United States right now. So those are kind of the main the big pluses of getting to go. Getting to see these small businesses getting kind of a chance on the big stage, getting to meet Chris Tonto Peranto, and then also getting to meet Dave Canterbury. I didn't get to do a lot of that I really wanted to do, and that was because I was there working. I had meetings that I needed to make, that I was running around all over the place, and also my employer is primarily invested in the hunting and fishing part of the shooting sports, and so I was doing a lot of things that was geared towards hunting. In my personal life, although I do hunt, I also have a lot of interest in self-defense, handguns, black rifles, that kind of stuff, that really are not in the under the umbrella of my day job. So I wasn't able to really get to go do those things. So I kind of had to put my blinders on when I saw cool black rifles and cool handguns and stuff like that, and just kind of go and do the things I needed to do. So, and if I get a chance to go again, it would be awesome to have more time. But that was kind of the cards I was dealt. The other main negative, which is kind of a story, was that on the last day I was there, which was the second day of SHOT Show, we were coming back. We got on the shuttle that goes from the Sands Exposition Center back to several of the hotels, including where I stayed, and I was on there, and then my friend Alex, who was there, he doesn't work with me. He has his own store. Shout out to Tactigar in Yuba City, California. He has his own store, and he was there for his business, but we were also kind of tag teaming and going to different booths together and stuff and helping each other out. So we were riding back in the shuttle. It's dark in the shuttle. The sun's already gone down, and there's a woman who's seated across and one seat behind me, and from her direction I just hear the sound of like pouring out liquid, like pouring out a jug of water, and I look over and she's got her face buried in her swag bag of stuff. And so I turn around to Alex and I say, "Did she just vomit?" And quieter than that. And he kind of has this embarrassed look on his face and just nods yes. And so I kind of just face front. I hear like the lady's like crying and her husband saying, trying to console her. And then I hear the noise again, and at the same time I feel a warm, wet sensation all down my left arm and my left leg. And so, yeah, she puked on me on the shuttle on the way back to my hotel. So, or at least Alex actually says what happened was that she was puking into the bag, and there was so much backsplash that came out of the bag that it got on me and also two other people who were on the bus. And it just reeked of alcohol. So it was fairly clear, and the liquid itself was clear, and it was mostly liquid. There wasn't barf in it, and so it was clear that she probably drank a bunch at the convention and she didn't have much to eat. And then the ride home, kind of did it in for her. And feeling very bad for her and also frustrated with the situation, I just kind of pretended that it didn't happen. I had a polo on with an undershirt, so I took that polo off and kind of wiped myself off, and just kind of kept my head straight and didn't touch anything, because now I have puke hands and everything like that. And it was just a very awkward ride back to the hotel, at least for the next couple stops until she got off. And then the rest of us could kind of talk about what happened. But anyways, that sums up the trip. It was really awesome. Would go again in a heartbeat. Can't wait until next year, and I hopefully have a chance to go again. If there's anybody out there who's watching who gets the chance to go, 100%, I would recommend that you go. I do recommend also, though, that you take a really good set of shoes, something that's good that you can walk around in for hours and hours at a time. Also, stay hydrated. I had a water hydration bladder in my bag, and I needed it frequently because you are running all over the place and just walking, long distances. And they do have vending machines and stuff in the exposition center, and there's also mobile bars, but everything is very, very expensive, and you don't want to overdo it and throw up on someone on a shuttle bus back to the hotel. So stay away from the mobile bars. Anyways, that kind of sums it up. So I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. And also, I did hear from some of the subscribers, since I know at least half of my subscribers personally, that they weren't getting notified when I was coming out with new videos. So please, if you aren't already, please hit that notification button so that you are getting a text or an email or something, whatever it is that you get when you get notifications, that I have a new video out. So that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks again for watching, and can't wait to see you guys next time on Peregrine Outdoors.